guys, thanks for tuning in. We are live streaming here from Coverings, the largest expo for tile and stone in North America. So glad you're here. I'm Irene Williams here on behalf of the show, and I'm excited to interview Kirsten Grove. Kirsten is an interior designer. She is an online guru, so if you follow Simply Grove on your socials, this is the beautiful mind behind all the beautiful imagery that you see there. You are a true example of why we call them influencers online, because your style is so influential. And thank you in this busy show for carving some time for us.
Absolutely.
So I'm just curious, have you ever been to the Coverings show before?
About 4 years ago.
Okay.
So I attended, or 4 or 5 years ago. But yeah, I feel like this time, I don't know if it's because I've gotten older, I have no idea, but I definitely have a deep appreciation for Coverings. I think that it's just a fantastic show.
So glad you came back.
Yeah.
So obviously you're a very busy person, I would presume. So to make the journey from Boise, Idaho, to be at a show like this, what compelled you? What said, yes, this is a good way to use my time and be part of Coverings?
I think in design, you always need to find inspiration, and you need to really have a sense of what's going on, not just around your little bubble, but what's going on around the nation and the world. And I think Coverings does a fantastic job bringing in trends from all over the world. Italy, Spain, we just kind of get a sense of, okay, this is what we're doing this year, and our clients are always looking at us for wanting to know the latest and the greatest. And so coming to Coverings definitely gives you the upper hand on what's going on.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So I know it's the first day of the show.
It is,
it's early, but we have a few hours in. So I'm just wondering, based on your brush with beauty in this show, any 2 or 3 words that come to mind or trends that you're seeing that the folks that aren't able to be here might want to latch on to?
The first word that comes to my mind is color. Like, we're seeing so much color this year, which is fun. It's fresh, and not just like bold colors, but a lot of pastel colors, a lot of neutral colors, but definitely color. Like, I love how instead of doing a basic neutral backdrop in a kitchen, why don't you do a colorful backdrop? So I would say color, innovative. Like, I'm seeing a lot of tiles that are textured and very graphic and kind of pull the eye a certain way. And then probably the third word would be beautiful. I mean, Italian and Spanish tiles, like,
come on,
you can't get more beautiful than that.
And they brought them to you here in the U.S.
Exactly.
So of what you're seeing and just of your knowledge of tile and appreciation for it in general, what are you incorporating in your designs for clients? Or are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm looking forward. Along with the whole color, I'm looking forward to playing with new colors and new ways of adding in color to a space. My aesthetic is very minimalist, it's very modern, and so for a long time it's been very clean, white, black, gray. If we do approach color, it's in a very minimal way, and so I'm kind of excited to go from it at a different direction and really give these spaces like a wow factor. And just seeing some of the things that are being done here, it's like, oh yeah, that's good. You know?
Yeah, because I do think of your aesthetic as that very clean and fresh and
and I feel like you can still have that clean look and incorporate like a mint green or a cobalt blue. You can still do a really minimal look and incorporate that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so in your history, you have so many great projects. Does one stick out that you used tile in a unique way that you could kind of describe for us? A little inspiration from your own portfolio?
In my own home, we just did our kids' bathroom. It's like a guest kids' bathroom, and I did a really. It was a Moroccan floor tile. But then I did a very graphic pattern tile on the walls, and a lot of people were like, you have 2 very prominent tiles going on, but one was more of a full color, while the floor, you're pulling in blues, greens, while the wall was just like a deep green. So it just kind of showed that you can actually do a few patterns in the same room.
I love that, yeah.
As long as
People
they
get
work together.
conservative a lot
They
of
do,
times with their
yeah.
tile.
Yeah, even the guy laying my tile was like, okay, all right, we'll see how this works.
I'm in.
Yeah,
We'll see how it goes. Turned out nicely, I'm sure.
I love it. I love it. I think it looks great.
So here at the show, again, I know we're so early. It's the first day.
Yeah.
But have you learned anything? I've been involved in the tile industry for a long time, so I know there's a lot of innovation happening in the industry. Is anything, not just the look, but maybe from a technical aspect or that kind of thing, have you been surprised by?
Seeing how they are doing tiles on counters, like 12 by 12s, that actually is a game changer. And I already can think of a few projects that I'm doing right now that I'm like, that could work. Like a porcelain tile on a counter, you know.
Yeah, these larger formats.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. And that would probably be the biggest thing on this first day that I've like walked away with like, okay, this can be a game changer.
I mean, you can really use that. So the show,
instead of going slab shopping, we can actually keep it a little bit easier.
Yes, and I'm just curious, when you're working on projects, do you drive those decisions? How much do you interplay with your clients and get?
It depends on the client.
Yeah.
So there are some clients that are like, they walk away and they say, you know, here's a sum of money, do what you do. And then there's clients that you walk with and they already know what they want and you're just helping them make the right decision. You're helping them edit their ideas and decisions. And neither one are right or wrong. Obviously, as a designer, it's awesome when you get a large sum of money and they say, go for it. But on the flip side, I like helping people that have a good design sense. They just need a little bit more education. So,
tell us a little bit. I would love to know, this is a little off the cuff, but your journey as a designer, how did this all unfold in your large social media following? Did one beget the other? You know, how did it all?
Well, I'm a self-taught designer.
Okay.
So I got married young, and I always say that I am a one-trick pony. And when I was 8 years old, I was redecorating my room at a very rapid pace. And, you know, friends would come over and be like, huh? What? What did you do? So my kids know I don't cook. I decorate. Like their rooms are always going to look awesome. They may not have anything to eat that night, but they are living large, right? Yeah. So it's just one of those things that it was what I felt like I was made to do. And so it was a very easy transition. And I just started working for builders and kind of creating a portfolio with new construction going that way. And then I started my blog. I started my blog in 2008, and it was a very organic move for me. 2008, there wasn't like a whole lot of blogs.
Yeah,
you know, today
fairly early.
Yeah, today there's quite a few, and so I just kind of got in at the right time. Also, the thing with the blog is it opens you up to the rest of the world, and so being from Boise, sometimes opportunities are a little bit limited. And so when you have a online presence, you're able to network with people from all over the world and really get your name out there. So it was this whole blogosphere thing is a blessing. Yeah. For sure.
And then with all the social that came,
and then all
2008 was really predating a lot of social.
Oh yeah, we had MySpace.
I know.
Yeah, that was it.
I know, that was it. And then Twitter for a while was, ironically, in the tile industry, Twitter was our biggest social platform. It's not visual, but it was where we kind of met. And then finally Pinterest came, and then we moved over to Instagram, and you know,
exactly.
I think you are made for Instagram. How has Instagram played into your?
It has. It's played a big part. Instagram's changing, so it's a little bit difficult.
To speak on that, actually.
Yeah, it's a little difficult to keep up with what's going on, but it's a benefit because it's visual. And that's what we do. We create visual.
It tells your story,
projects.
really. Your visual story is. Go check it out, you guys. It's so good on there.
Oh, thank you.
Really.
Thank you.
Very inspiring. I mean, how can you not look at that and go, I want that. Sign me up. Yeah.
I hope so.
Okay, so back to tile.
Yeah.
So looking ahead, I'm so curious. Okay, do your clients care? Is it just price and pretty? Or do they care about sustainability?
They care about sustainability.
Oh, talk to me
way
about
more
that.
than one. I would say that it's kind of broken up in age demographics. And so you get younger clients with a lot of money that just don't care if it's going to hold up in the next couple years. Like they just want it to look awesome, look pretty. And then you get a little bit more older, mature clients, and they are like, okay, I am not ripping this out in the next 10 years, so this needs to like do its job. So I would say it kind of depends on like...
Really interesting.
Yeah. And especially also where you live. I'm doing a house in Vegas. You can't have real wood in Vegas on the floors. It warps, it bubbles, and so you see all this awesome wood tile, you know, and I have a lot of clients that are like, I can't have real wood because I can't rip it up in 2 years. I just don't want to. So as you wouldn't want to anyways. So I would say I think more people than I would even think would want the sustainability of a good product.
It's very interesting because it has longevity. And because there's part of me that thinks the younger demographic cares about eco-friendliness in a more substantive way, but it's you know, you're sharing that in the moment they want it.
Don't care.
Go for it. Yeah. So other than tile, what are other materials that you really love to bring in and maybe marry so you've got some great material mix in a space?
Well, in like bathrooms and kitchens, I mean, a good faucet adds so much to a space. So let's say you have a really pretty mosaic backsplash, and then you add like a matte black faucet or a brass faucet or something just to kind of give it that wow.
Extra pop, yeah.
And I think consumers are really looking for those special pieces in everything from hardware to plumbing to, you know, you name it. They want to be special. No one really wants to look like one another, which is fun for a designer.
Absolutely.
I don't want to create what so-and-so did last week.
Right.
So,
do you feel like you bring a certain stamp to your work?
I think so, naturally. I think any good designer. I do like being stretched, though. We're doing a bakery right now, and she wanted like a really laid back Malibu, California vibe, which I haven't done much of. And so I did my research, I did my homework, and it's going to be fun because it's going to kind of get me out of the more Scandinavian design.
Right.
And so I hope that we can hit it out of the park.
Yeah. And so you mentioned bakery. So how do you balance residential versus commercial? Do you do a lot of commercial? Or?
We do. So I have a design firm, and there's 3 of us. And so we 3 design. We specialize in interior and exterior.
Gotcha.
And one of my business partners, she worked for Gensler in San Francisco. So she did like SFO, Airbnb, Facebook. So she has that on her agenda, and then it helps bring balance.
Awesome.
And so we're able to do both commercial and
that's great.
residential.
So how do you use tile differently between residential and
Well,
commercial?
it would be the sustainability for sure for commercial. But we try and keep it fun still with commercial. You know, we try and put that stamp still on the spaces that we create. So we're getting into the restaurant world, the coffee shop world, all that fun stuff. We did a jewelry shop. That was fun.
Ooh, that's super fun.
That was really fun.
Because then you have to understand how the product is going to show in a space.
Yeah,
I love that.
and lighting, like
lighting
the whole
is
lighting
huge.
package, that was a lot of work. Yeah.
So much detail that when you're a consumer, you're going in and experiencing in a space you don't even know all that went into that moment.
Yeah, exactly.
So that you can make your jewelry decision. Yeah. So what about like Airbnbs and short-term rentals?
Yeah,
Do you guys
we've
do
done
those?
a couple of those. We did an Airbnb just a couple months ago near my house, actually in Boise, and it was a tree house. So they had converted.
Oh my God.
Like, they didn't convert anything. They just basically built a tree house, but then they converted their garage into this staircase. And anyways, it was like this crazy thing. But the bedroom, you feel like you're sleeping in the trees.
Nice.
So that was a fun project.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got to follow her. These amazing projects. So cool. So I know first day of the show, we're just getting started. Is your schedule going to be wacky?
I think it's pretty good.
Are you here as press?
Yeah.
So you're. Yeah. They've got your time pretty well covered for you.
Yes, and all the booths we've seen are insane.
Are you going to have any time for freestyle? To just poke? Oh, excellent.
Yep.
So good. Well,
Yeah.
we're so glad you're back at Coverings for your
Thank
second
you.
time, and we're very thankful that you made time in a crazy schedule to be here for this
Absolutely.
live stream
Yes,
and share
thank
your
you.
thoughts
Thank you.
and dig in some great tile.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yes.
Good to meet you.
Yes, you too.
Thanks, guys.